Big Tree Hunt is an opportunity for people to search across the state for what they think are the biggest trees. This hunt is a great activity for families, group of friends, fun dates, or solo adventurers. By simply finding and submitting big trees, you can take part in a statewide effort to track these living landmarks. It's free to participate and is a great way to spend time outside appreciating the beauty and majesty of Michigan's trees. People decide to enter this contest for various reasons. Here is one contestant, Richard Cobb, sharing why he chose to enter his tree.
Well, our first question is what made you decide to enter the Big Tree contest?
Well, actually, like said to you, that my son had sent me an email
Okay.
through Gmail,
Yeah.
And I just thought it was I've always had a fantasy of big trees and everything else and what Mother Earth produces on a year-to-year basis from the spring to the summer to the fall and everything else, just a beauty.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of a unique contest to enter, and I said, man, I got a couple of them that I'd love to just see.
Yeah.
That's why I did it.
Okay. And you entered both of them?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Knowing that one was really it's on a right of way and all that, but it's something that we see every day, 10 times a day, leaving, going to work or whatever for the last 40 some years.
Harry and Vicky Patton had a similar conversation with their child about entering the Big Tree contest.
Well, our first question is, how did you hear about the contest?
My daughter seen it online,
Okay.
and she goes, "You got the tree, Dad."
Yeah. Okay, and that made you want to enter?
Right. She looked it up, and she said supposedly it was some kind of swamp oak.
Okay.
She went by the leaves and stuff and that.
Yeah. Yep.
That makes sense, swamp oak.
It's an oak for sure.
It's 100% an oak.
Yeah.
I can't tell
Yeah.
if it's a swamp oak or not.
But yeah, so she said, "Yeah, you enter the contest."
But yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The Big Tree contest is a great opportunity to showcase a tree that is important to your family community. Patricia Hunn explains why she decided to enter her tree.
Our first question is, what made you decide to enter your tree into the Big Tree contest?
I think it's been considered a special tree by lots of people throughout the time we've lived here. And I think I entered it back in the early 2000s.
Okay. Yeah, there was a little bit of a break with COVID, so it's been extended a little bit.
So, I mean, in the 2000 to 2005.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I don't remember if I got any information about it or not. And I was just beginning to hear about it when a neighbor who lives around the corner sent me a letter and asked me to enter it.
Oh, okay.
And so it was quite a nice letter, and she had a clipping from the paper about the Big Tree Hunt and everything, and so I thought, well, I better get with it and get this done.
Okay, cool.
The Big Tree Hunt is a great activity to be done as a family. Exploring nature together can create lasting memories that can foster a love for nature. Betty Nagel shares her experience deciding to participate in this contest.
Do you think that contests like the one we're doing are a good way for people to connect with nature and trees?
Well, I think so. I never would have thought about it before I saw the ad. So I thought, I think I have a shot at this with my tree.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I think, since then I've had a number of people, including my sister downstate, who says, we've got a really large tree that has it's 7 trees coming out of the one tree, 7.
Right, yeah.
So she said, maybe I'll put mine in too. And I said, well, you should,
Yeah.
So, and I said, we always, even as little girls, we always went to Hartwick Pines at least once a year. And I've taken my grandsons there to hike through. And
For sure.
so I think that develops more of an appreciation too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And at my age, it's so nice to see that there are a number of things older than I am and more stable than I am. So that helps the cause.
Yeah, for sure.
This contest is also a great way to remind ourselves of fond memories surrounded by trees and nature and share them with others. Betty Nagel shared her family stories surrounding her tree.
Ever since I was a little girl, it's been here, and I gave you pictures from 1945
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
60s. So,
Right.
my biggest memory of the tree was my parents, who always used to sit on the porch in the glider and would frequently argue about this tree because my mother wanted it down
Oh no.
because she thought it would destroy, uplift the
Yep.
cottage
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that
Yep.
kind of thing. And my dad said, no, it's a beautiful tree. If it was going to uplift the cottage, it would have happened
Yep.
already.
Yep.
And so he won.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. It's
Yeah,
still here.
she's still here.
Yeah. And so we've enjoyed it ever since.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Hinkle also shared her family's experience with nature and their love of their land, which has been in their family for generations.
When they used to tap them back in the woods when my grandparents were alive. Well, those trees are all dead and gone now.
Mm-hmm.
But you could tell that ants get in there and stuff after it's not being used, and the bugs. And next thing you know, you got a spot that the tree really is not any good for lumber anymore. Once you've tapped it for,
Yeah.
so we never tapped it, so we have sold lumber off it once, and it's back now where it's been. Well, they said every 10 years you should harvest it out and take the certain trees out and let the younger ones grow. Well, we're probably 4 or 5 years past that now, but so we're getting some pretty good trees back in the woods.
That's awesome. That's really good.
now his grandfather and grandmother, when they took over the farm, bought the farm from the estate, Grandpa Clark built this barn and his timbers out of the woods here.
That's awesome.
So
That's
it's-
so cool. So my last question is just, what other ways do you guys connect with trees and forests and?
Well, my folks, like I said, own about 160 acres here, and we'll take the kids back and look for wildflowers. And like I said, the couple of the grandsons will tell you what kind of tree is what, and if it's a nut tree or, so they enjoy walking around on the property. My nieces and nephews. My sister lives here, and then my niece and her husband live there.
Okay.
And
It's
so,
all family on this corner.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we'll take hikes back, nature hikes, and they'll grab a stick and use it as a walking stick, and
Cousin lives next door.
Oh wow.
so they can tell you, the different pines and like I said, the different types of trees that are back there, and what one's a fast growing tree, what one takes 100 years or 300 years to grow.
Wow. That's awesome.
And so they like to do the nature walks back there.
The Big Tree Hunt is a great way for the public to connect with trees and for tree owners and landowners to connect with their family and community, starting conversation about land and legacy. Over the past 16 years, Relief Michigan has organized this event as an activity for every Michigander to get outside and explore their neighborhoods with family or friends, to share their history with the land around them with their family, and to create new, lasting memories. This year's submissions are open, so it's not too late to participate in this statewide contest with your family and to help us create a record of Michigan's historic trees.